Hi YouTube. This update may be a little bit longer than usual, and I'm sorry for that, but I have quite a few things to update on. I'm not pregnant, sadly. I didn't really expect to be, as I said on the last update, but I was really hopeful after all the symptoms I experienced, which I am about to tell you about right now. So I ovulated on CD18, which was April 13th. At 5 DPO, I started experiencing heartburn, and I was very irritable. I have a list here so I don't forget anything. 6 DPO, I had more heartburn, was still very irritable, and I had an increased appetite, which I didn't think too much of, but I was crossing my fingers that it was something. 7 DPO, heartburn, backache, and headache. 8 DPO, backache, irritable. I started having the stabbing pain in my lower left side, which was the side I ovulated from this cycle, past cycle, and tightening in my lower abdomen, like right across the bottom. 9 DPO, heartburn, headache, gassy, emotional, frequent urination, sore nipples. What am I missing here? Nope, no sore nipples that time. That's next DPO, sorry. More of the stabbing pain and the tightening. I started to have blood when I blew my nose, which I had a lot with Aiden, and pretty much for the past couple months during winter because of it being so dry in here, but it hasn't been that way for a while since it started to warm up, so I was like, it's got to be a symptom. And thick yellow CM, which I don't usually have, and I had seen on another comic on a forum, 2weekwait.com I think it was, that some other people had experienced that when they found out they were pregnant. So I took that as a symptom. 10 DPO was heartburn, cramps, gassy, fatigue, frequent urination, sore nipples, emotional, more of the stabbing pain, more of the tightening, and more blood when I blew my nose. The stabbing pain seemed to start a little bit towards the middle of my stomach, just a little bit off to the side, and then go out towards the left side. And the tightening it seemed to be more than it had been in the past couple of days. And then at 11 DPO, I had a temperature dip. At first I thought, I'm out. It was nothing, all the symptoms, I was bringing them on by hoping too much, but my temperature went back up the next day, so I took it as an implantation dip. I was having backaches, cramps, gassy, the headache, sore nipples, and where am I? Sorry, lost my place. And the stabbing pain was still there a bit. On 12 DPO, the sore nipples and the blood when I blew my nose still. Sorry if this is getting long. I don't want to leave anything out for anybody who's experiencing this, and hopefully it is something for you, but it wasn't for me. 13 DPO, heartburn, fatigue, sore nipples, and the tender breast started. It wasn't as bad as when I was pregnant with my son, but I figured maybe, since I'm still breastfeeding, that it wouldn't be so bad because they're already in that breastfeeding mode. They wouldn't have to get used to the idea or anything, so I figured maybe that was why it wasn't so bad. 14 DPO, I had more backache, fatigue, frequent urination, like multiple times an hour. Gassy, headache, the sore nipples, tender breasts, more blood when I blew my nose, and increased appetite. I had to eat like 2 suppers every night. Like normally when I have tacos, I am not hungry like maybe until lunch the next day, but I had tacos and then I had my husband go and get me a Big Mac trio at McDonald's. So I was convinced there was something going on. Yeah, so at 15 DPO, my period was due, but it didn't show up. So I was like, oh, come on, there's gotta be a reason. So I was really, really convinced, although I had multiple big fat negatives going on every day. I took 2 tests a day for quite a few days. More backache, more fatigue. I fell asleep on the futon watching TV one day, which I never do. Frequent urination still, gassy, headache, and more thick yellow CM. And you're not eating, you just took your toast apart. You're not hungry? Silly. AF started yesterday morning, the 29th, which was really kind of depressing because I thought that I had seen the faintest line on my pregnancy test at 4 in the morning, but I guess I can't count on my eyes focusing properly that early in the morning because the line just wasn't there when I looked later. I think it was more an evaporation line. Internet cheapies, don't trust them. My temperature had dropped the 15 DPO, and yesterday morning it was really down. Today it's even more down, so definitely wasn't pregnant. So this cycle I expect to around the 12th of May. Since I'm not planning on getting sick this cycle, it should happen around that day for sure. I'm really sad that it didn't happen for us this time, especially after being so convinced that it was going to be this. Sorry, I'm tongue twisted right now. After all the symptoms, I thought for sure that I was. I figure I'll take advantage of not being pregnant yet. My hair needs to be re-dyed. It's not looking too good. I wouldn't recommend dyeing with permanent red dye over not quite faded enough manic panic. It just washes out with the manic panic. And I've been wanting to get a few tattoos since just after my son was born. I want to get his name tattooed. I'm thinking on my wrist. I did originally want something bigger, but the more I think about it, the tattoo I had chosen out for the font, it's a little harsh. He's too sweet for something so dark and bold. So also my husband and I were gonna get matching heart outlines here on our hands. My husband has his, but the guy wouldn't do mine because I was breastfeeding. Aiden was, well, I still am, anyways, Aiden was only 2 or 3 weeks old when we went, so he wouldn't do it. And I wanted to get my knuckles tattooed, but I couldn't come up with exactly what I wanted them to say. And last night, baby dust. It fits perfectly, which some people might think it's stupid, but I need all the baby dust I can get. And when other people are trying to conceive, I can wiggle my fingers and send the baby dust their way. I don't care if people think it's a dumb idea, but I love it. And I'm the one going to have it the rest of my life, so my choice. The guy that I'm going to have do it charges $60 an hour, so hopefully I can fit all of that into the hour. I don't want to spend too much more. We don't have that much money. We have a bit more right now after the income tax return, but it's not going to last long. We have a new computer. I don't think there's really anything else to update on. If any of you saw my video of my son's new favorite bird, how do I get him to stop? He woke up yesterday morning sitting in his crib repeating it for no reason, and just randomly throughout the day he starts saying it. Oh no. I don't want to be out in public and have him start swearing. Not a good thing. So, good luck to everyone else who are trying to conceive, and my camera's about to run out of time, so I'll just cut it off here. Thanks for watching.